Well, if anybody's out there, I'll do a bit crochet while I'm waiting. Been out in my garden, well, since 11 o'clock this morning. Had a lot of things to do because I had a bit of the garden when my granddaughter's partner came up on Sunday and helped this patch over. I had a very large patch that I used to grow strawberries, and I haven't had any strawberries for a few years because of rabbits coming in and eating them. They never left a leaf or anything, so I couldn't even get any plants from suckers because they just weren't there. And I've had the strawberries. I've grew them for years, and I used to make jam with them and crumble and strawberry pies, all sorts of things like that. But the rabbits put a stop to all that, and I used to have this large patch, and I split it and just used a third of it because it was when I used to have my three sons. There was my three sons and my husband and myself. Used a lot then, but after my sons left home and there was only me and my husband, we didn't need as much, so I split it into and just had a third for the strawberries, and the rest of it was dug over for to grow other things. But well, I'm a widow now. My husband died 6 years ago, 6 years this month actually. So it doesn't make any difference. I wouldn't be using very much of it anyway. So anyway, my granddaughter's partner came and dug it over for me, and we got it nice and that. So I've spent all day today, but there was a lot of, I had a, when I split it to take just a third, I put a path right along the middle, and then I put bricks on the side of the path so that the soil didn't come over onto the path. Well, there was an awful lot of weeds and those dandelion ones and things like that with the tap roots that went right down, and I tried pulling them out, but I couldn't. So I've spent all day today moving those bricks, getting all them weeds out, as many of the weeds out as I could. If anything starts coming back, I'll just make some weed killer and spray it on them. That'll get rid of them. But I've tidied it all up, and I've lifted some of the paving, the smaller paving slabs, and got the weeds out from there. And then I planted two long, about 12-foot rows, I think. It's about two 12-foot rows of potatoes. It's a little bit late, but I'll get some small potatoes out of them, and that's all I need, really. So I'll probably have probably till about the end of September. I'll probably dig them up, and the small potatoes will do me. But it's took me that long to get the garden to go over because it was so hard, and the other 2/3 of it still want digging over yet. We've started doing some of it because the other part of my garden, I've got peas and lettuce and cabbage and things like that grown in there. But I've spent all day today until about 4:30. Yes, it was about 4:30 when I came in and made me tea. Got all my dishes washed up. And then it started looking, it's supposed to be sunny between now and till it gets dark, according to the app on my phone, but it's looking very dark. So I had a lot of washing hanging on the line, so I thought I'd better go and get that in before I go live on here in case it starts raining, because I'd have to end the stream and to go out and get my washing in. So I've got everything sorted, and so I'm just sitting here doing a little bit crochet. We're waiting for anybody to come on to talk to. And I was at my friend's yesterday. We had a walk along to the shops. It's about a 15-minute walk from where she lives, and I think I need some exercise. She's a very fast walker, and I was huffing and puffing trying to keep up with her. So I'm doing a little bit of this crochet. I haven't done any of this for a while. It's a runner I'm doing for, there's a small sideboard I've got over the other side of my room. And I've left it because I've been doing other things. I've been knitting that pom-pom yarn for my granddaughter and doing other things. I thought I'll just pick this up for a little while. I'm sitting having myself a cup of tea as well. I try to enlarge the text on my computer again today, because when anybody types anything on the comments thing, I've got to lean forward like this to see what's written on. I thought I have been able to enlarge the text, and I can't see anything that's written when it's enlarged, but for some reason it won't let me go live. I've enlarged the text, so I have to bring it back down to normal size again. I think I'll have to go to the opticians and get another pair of glasses that magnifies a bit more so I can see what's written on the comments when anybody starts commenting. It's been a lovely day today. It hasn't been up here. Well, I'm just outside Newcastle, and it's been a lovely day, lovely and warm. It hasn't been sunny all day. It hasn't been a lot of sun. There's been cloud as well, but it's been lovely and warm, and just the kind of weather I like to get out in me garden. And I put a posting up earlier on to tell anybody that might be interested that I'll be going live at 7 o'clock tonight, but it doesn't look like it's getting through to anybody. So, well, I suppose I'll just sit here and do me a little bit of crochet while I'm waiting. And this is the what I'm using here is my old machine knitting yarn, and it's what I'm doing with this. I've got one yarn of, it's like wrinkly, very fine wrinkly with knots in, and this is just 3 strands of some silk. It's like thread. The thickness is just like thread, so I put 3 strands together. That's what I'm back on using that up at the moment to see what else I can do with the rest, because I've got quite a lot of stuff like that to use up. And when I put this on YouTube, when I set up the thing for to go live at 7 o'clock tonight, I did it about 11 o'clock this morning. They asked if I want to be notified when it was time to go on, and I've never had no notification of them. It's a good job. I came in and checked the clock myself, unless there's been anything on my phone. I'll have a look on my phone to see if they've sent us something on my phone. No, there's nothing on here either, so I don't know where the notification was to tell me that people were on. Or people were waiting, I think it's waiting. Nothing on there. And I hope everybody else has had as nice a day as what I've had today. Just the thing is, all the work I've been doing, all the bending up and down, I'll probably not be able to straighten up tomorrow morning when I get out of bed. But it's a bit exercise and I really need some. And it's funny, when I was at my friend's yesterday and we went to the shops, I normally, when I go anywhere, I normally go in my car. And when I was at my friend's, she said, we would just walk over. It's only about 15 minutes walk over. So I says, oh, okay, then, well, I could do with some exercise. And so we walked over. Well, we got what we wanted and we're coming out. And I'm looking in me bag and we started walking. My friend started walking one way and I started walking the other. And she goes, where you going? And I says, to the car park. And she says, idiot, we walked over, your car's outside my house. So that's what happens when you drive around in your car all the time. But with the pub starting to open up again, I usually go on used to go before the lockdown. I used to go up to a pub up a place called Westerhope, Newcastle, and we used to do a quiz, and we had it was a quiz night, bingo night, player cards, right, and all that stuff. We haven't been able to do that for a number of months now because of the lockdown. That and my friend's texting me, and she said that the pub's open now, and do you think we'll be able to have the quiz? And I said, I very much doubt it. It's to have a quiz, you've got to be at least 1 metre socially distant. How are you going to have a quiz with people? There'll be one person at each table. It says you cannot do it. We'd have to be shouting the answers out to each other, and then everybody else would hear, wouldn't they? No, and she still thinks they can do it. But she says, well, we do bingo on a Wednesday night as well in the same pub. And she started on about doing that as well. But I don't know what's going to happen about that, whether they can do that, because a lot of the people that went there that were playing the bingo, they were just all friends, so they would all still have to be sitting 1 metre from each other. So it's more or less one, maybe it's two or a table. That's about all I think you'd be able to have. And I had been trying another little bit crochet. Haven't done a lot of crochet in my lifetime. I'm more of a knitter, but I thought I've got lots of little bits of yarn and that like that, and I was wondering what I could do with them. And well, I've tried this. I thought I'll do a little coaster instead of on my table. Instead of having like beer mats, which I've got to put me cup of tea on, I can make some little coasters out of them that come in handy. Well, I've done the circle bit in the middle, and then I thought I'd do a little fancy bit round the edge, but it's sort of come out like that. I've never done anything like that before. I'm going to have to a little experiment and to see, because I must have to still increase stitches around there, but it's okay the way it is. I think it's the right size for my cup. So I'm going to have a little, pull that little edge out again, and there I've done around the edge, and have another go, because I was doing double crochet into a few times into one stitch, and in a single crochet further along and that, but I think I must still have to increase to keep it flat, but I'm not sure. There's probably lots of tutorials on YouTube, I would imagine, how to do it. Oh, hi, Liz. There's somebody there anyway. And how are you then, Liz? Have you been enjoying the weather? Like I'm saying, it's supposed to be sunny here. Well, it looks like the sun's coming out just at the moment, but it was looking a bit black and dark before. So I wasn't sure whether it was going to rain or not, and I had to dash out and get my washing in, but it was dry anyway, like there was no need for it. But it's looking a bit sunny now, so it could be getting out. This, yeah. I have when I used to go up to the pub for the quiz and that, I've got a friend. She lives about 4 doors up the street from me, and she was asking me one time. I had to go over her house to see her before. I used to leave about 7:30 on a Monday night, and it's about a 25-minute drive up to where I was going. And I had to go and see her one time, and she's a little bit simple, like that's the easiest way to put it. But she's a nice lady. I've been friends with her since I moved into this house in 1987. I think she was the first person that came over and welcomed me here. So we've been friends ever since. But she is a little bit slow on that, and anyway, I had to go over and see her about something, and she asked where I was going because I was dressed, and I had the car out on the drive, and I told her. That Lossy Crochet Designer. Hello there. And I've explained I've got to lean forward every time I'm reading the comments, because I can't see. I can't see them when I'm sitting back here. My eyesight's not as good as when I was younger. But I'm talking about this friend of mine. She asked, when I told her where I was going, I said I was going to a quiz night and bingo and play a card, right? And it's what we do every Monday. This was before the lockdown. And she said, "Oh, I wish I'd known." She says, "I would have got ready. I would have come up with you, because I was going out straight away." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you next week. You can come with us next week." Well, seeing she is a little bit simple and she gets very excited, and we were driving. I'm seeing I had 25 minutes driving up the road, and she's saying, "Oh, we're nearly there yet." I said, "No, not yet. We've only been on the road 10 minutes, a little bit longer." And I said, "When you come to the Westerhope, you see the sign over the A1. It says Westerhope. I'll be taking that slip road." So I told her, and she was still thinking, "Oh, we're nearly there yet." I says, not quite. And then when we did get there, I says, "Yeah, I'm taking this turn off now. this is the way, it's about another 5 minutes from here. Oh, we're nearly there yet. I says, yes, it's about 5 minutes after that. So we got there, and I introduced her to everybody, and I explained to everybody about the way she was, and in case, you know, the give her any funny looks and all that, because she's a nice little lady, like. And anyway, she was coming with me every week after that. I brought her with me every week, and then up until the lockdown. But there was one night I go up the A1 and then back down the A1 when I'm coming home. And there was a lot of roadworks on the A1 that's been going on for quite some time now. And when I came, there was one night I came to my usual turn off, and I couldn't take it because the road was blocked. So I had to go up to the further up the coast to the next turn off. And I said to my friend, I says, I can't go this way. We've got to go further. We've got to go further up the coast. I'll take one of the turn offs up there. Well, she's a lady. She talks. She never shuts up the whole time. She's incessant. Just talk. Well, when we passed where I should have turned off and gone up to the next one, I knew where the next one is because I've taken it before, but it was pitch black. There was no lights, and she was talking, and I missed the turn off. So I had to go further up, and I kept driving further up, and I didn't know where the next turn off was after that. And my friend was saying, where we're lost, where we're going. I said, I think we're heading up to Scotland. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I said, I'm looking for a turn off so I can turn around and come back down again. And she's still talking. And anyway, I did. I managed to find a turn off, and I took that turn off, and I come down to the roundabout, and I'm looking for the signs to find my way back again. And there was nothing I could see that said for Newcastle, because that's what I was looking for, a road that would bring us back to Newcastle. And I'm driving along, and I say, well, this is not the way I came. When I got onto the road, this is not the way I came, and I don't recognise anywhere. And so I said to my friend, because she was getting worried, because she really thought I meant we were going up to Scotland when I said, oh, we're lost, we're going up to Scotland. And what we're going to do? And I says, it's all right. I said, I'm going to pull in over here. There was I found a garage when I was just selling cars. It was all dark and everything. And I says, I'll put my sat nav on. I says, and it'll bring us back home. And I put the sat nav on, and then she's sitting next to me, and she's looking at the sat nav, and she could see the red arrow that's showing the road, and me driving along the road. And she says, is that where we're going? Where that arrow was? I says, yes. I says, the sat nav showing me what way to go. But I says, there's also a little lady sitting on the seat inside there. I says, telling, giving instructions as well. And we're driving along anyway, and she, I've never seen a sat nav before. I says, well, it's nothing. It's just something that just tells you what way to go, you know. And anyway, it brought me back to the what we call the tunnel road, heading towards the time tunnel. That's the road I was looking for. And we're coming down the road, and we are home before we get to the time tunnel. And we're coming down. It's got my postcode coming down. You know, when your sat nav says you are now at your destination. And I stopped outside her door, and she said, "Hey, how does the sat nav know where I live?" And I says, "Well, the sat nav knows where I live because you've got the same postcode as me. That's where I've put the postcode in for you." Forward to find way home. And that's the kind of life I've got when I'm out with her. But she's a nice lady. She comes over, drops over to my house now and again, and she was over the other night and wants me to show her how to crochet. No way. I says, I couldn't show you. I says, I do it different to everybody else. I says, I hold the yarn. I don't hold the yarn like this, the way other people do. I says, I couldn't show you. You'd have to learn yourself, you know. But this is coming on anyway. It's not very long, the little sideboard, so I'll have it on top of there before long. And yes, Liz, you've been cutting branches down in your garden. I've been digging weeds out everywhere, planting potatoes, and I've already got a few cabbages and things in the garden, and I don't know what happened to me carrots, but I planted carrots and just not a single little seedling come up. I don't know what happened to them. I think the birds must have been down at them as well as me when they pinched me peas. I think they've been after me carrots as well. But I've got quite a few things going on at the moment. I'm doing this runner, I think you'd call it a runner for the sideboard, and I'm going to do a few of these little things when I get sorted. And I'm also got quite a long way with this. Doing this for my granddaughter. I've got quite a way with that. I've only got 2 balls left, one ball left to knit up, and then that's just finished. That's as far as I can go for her. So for my granddaughter, that'll keep her warm in the winter when she's walking backwards and forwards to the school. Liz, I'm in Instagram. Oh yes, I've got an Instagram account. I don't go on it very often, though, but I do have one on Facebook as well. And then I started. This is some more. Oh, that's a mask my granddaughter gave me. I'm going to make myself some because we've got to start wearing these in the shops and that. So I think I better make myself some that's washable because these are disposable things. But I was at her house yesterday and she gave me some of those. And but anyway, I'm doing another bit of crochet here. I'm waiting to join on another ball. And this is some yarn from Aldi's that my granddaughter gave me to do. This is a mix, and I'm just going to do it. I tried to knit it. I thought she hasn't got time to do it. She's got 3 kiddies to look after and hasn't really got time for this. And I thought, first of all, I tried to knit it. Well, I had wooden needles I was knitting, and this yarn just will not slide off wooden needles. I don't know whether it would be better on plastic ones or metal ones, but the wooden ones just would not slide off. And so I thought it was best doing crochet with it. And so when I was at my granddaughter's, I thought about trying to do a little jacket for the youngest little one, Eddie. He's 2 next month, and I tried to knit with it, and I tried to do a little rib across the bottom, and it's I don't know what you call it. It's like cloth, but it just would not knit rib very well. I just didn't like it. Oh, and I called on Instagram, just Sheila May Smith. That's my name. I think I'll have a look on my Instagram on my phone. I'm not sure whether I'm just under that name or not. Where is it? I've got an Instagram account somewhere. There it is. Well, I'm Sheila May Smith on Facebook. That's my name. I'm looking to see, it doesn't see anything on here where it hasn't got my my name on. No, I'm probably under the same name. I can't see where my name is on the. Oh yes, it is. It's Sheila May Smith with no space between May and Smith. It's all Sheila May Smith, all one. I think I'm on Twitter as well. I'm not sure. I was on something. Is it LinkedIn or something like that? But I came off that. I've only got one or two photos in Instagram of the kids, and there's one photograph of my grandfather. It's actually a photo that's been floating around Facebook, and it's a picture of the men that were building the Tyne Bridge. And there's a picture of my grandfather's in one of the photographs where there's a few men up a height on the like measuring an old black and white photo. That's in my Instagram account. But we try all these different things, but, just to see who's on and what's on. And it was actually Facebook. My granddaughter, she lives in Worksop. This other one, this other granddaughter, and when she was still, this must be about 12 years ago or something like that, where she was still, at school and that, and she sent me a message one time and she said, would you be my friend on Facebook, Nana? And I messaged her back and I said, what the bloody hell is Facebook? Like, I don't know what Facebook is, about. And I told me, I think it was one of my sons about it, like, and he says it's a social networking place, man. She just wants you to be friends so she can chat to you on things. So that was how it started on Facebook, and the same with Instagram. It was my other granddaughter, I think, told us to go on there. Oh, hi, mini hall lady, Michelle. I know I tend to do that as well, Michelle. I should be doing something, and I'll sit down and I'll do a little bit crochet or a little bit knitting, and that's what happens with things you've got to do never get done. I'm like that when I've got a spare bedroom upstairs, and there's a long bench. I think I put this up on YouTube and videos before, but I've got a long bench. It used to be my husband's. When he was alive, he used to do all these. He used to fix televisions and DVDs, and well, it was VHS things at the time. He just started doing DVDs, but anything electrical, and that was his bench. Well, after he passed away, it's my bench now. Like, so I've got everything I do on there, my sewing machine and everything, and I've got a jigsaw up there. And every time I go up there to do anything, I might just go up to get something, and I'm supposed to come back down to like if I'm going to do something out in the garden or something like that, and I get sidetracked. I see the jigsaw and I sit down, and I spend about half an hour doing that. So instead of doing what I'm supposed to do, but anything, well, at my age, I think anything sidetracks you. Your Liz F Knits on Instagram. Oh, I'll have to look you up and follow you. I don't know what follow you is. That's stalking you. But I'm saying, I was talking about this. I started this, and I thought about doing a little jacket, and I just couldn't knit it. And I thought the only thing I can do with it is crochet. So I was at my granddaughter's yesterday and I was asking the boys, the oldest one's 8, and I said, what do you think I should do with this? I started a circle like this, and he says, finish it off, Nana. I'll have a little mat in my bedroom, so I'm going to use all the yarn up to finish this to make a mat for him. And then I've got some other balls with some yellow spots on. I'll probably do the same because there's 3 boys. There's 2 in one bedroom and 1 in the other. I'll probably do some in the other for the other bedroom, just to use this up because this is my granddaughter's as well. She hasn't got time to do it, but it's very quick when you're doing this because it's a great big thick 8mm hook. But it's very clumsy to work with this line. Oh, you're not very good on Instagram, Michelle, are you not? I just put 1 or 2 photos up and I look at when my granddaughter's on there, Cheryl, she's on there as well, and she puts things to do, mostly pictures with the children. And I've got another granddaughter, she's on there as well, and my son's ex-partner, she's on there as well. So I know quite a lot of people on there, like. But it's things I don't really. I think I spend more time on YouTube than I do anywhere else. Even on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook as much. To be on there, like used to be in a lot of groups and things like that, and you see a lot of like putting a lot of photos up and things like that. And I mean, I've got a lot of old photos. I mean, from I was born in 1946, so I've got a hell of a lot of old photos, black and white ones from that time. But people like to see these old photos and that, and that's the only kind of things I used to do. But I like a lot of like take the quiz things I have on Facebook, like something like somebody put a post up like name a song with a colour in it, and so we'd all join in, and say that any song we could think with a colour in, and thing like that. White, a shade of pale, that's the one. But you cannot sing them on here because it'll end up copyrighted. So it's just doing things like that, to pass the time away. I mean, I'm by myself now, like I'm saying, because I'm a widow, but I do see me one particular granddaughter I see quite a lot. But I've got 3 sons. One lives in Leeds. He used to live in Worksop, but he parted from his partner and went to a place called Carlton Lindrick. I don't know whether that's the town name or just the place where he is near his work that he does. And I've got one son, my youngest son, still living here, and well, he's in North Shields now, which is near Whitley Bay, if you don't know where that is. But apart from that, I mean, I end up talking to myself sometimes. I was sitting here by myself, especially when this lockdown started. It was terrible. Oh, Liz, you don't like Facebook. Well, there's a lot of people don't. There's not everybody's on Facebook. I mean, I used to be on a lot, but since I found YouTube, I'm on here more than on Facebook. But Facebook is people give away too much private information, and to me, it's a lot of things like that. I don't want everybody to know. I don't want to know what somebody had for their breakfast this morning or what somebody had for their lunch and that kind of thing. They put pictures up with their dinners and things like that. That doesn't really interest me. I like to have a proper bit conversation, Yes, we've had some lovely weather today, Michelle. I said earlier on that I had been in my garden all day today. I went out about 11 o'clock, and what with breaks for cup of tea or coffee and lunch, and I was there till I think it was about 4:30, 4:45 when I finished. I finished up because I didn't have to dig apart over. I was getting rid of a lot of weeds that I have a path down where I was planting stuff, and there was those weeds like dandelions with the long tap roots, and I was having to pull them out. I couldn't get them out, just using a little fork thing, but I had to move all the bricks along away from the path. They're more like fire bricks. They're quite deep, so it took us a job to get them out and to get all the weeds. And then I had to clear them all and make that space right so I could get the bricks back in again. And then I planted a couple of rows of potatoes. I think it's about 12 foot. I think the area that I planted them in is about 12 foot long. So I put a couple of rows of potatoes in there. So I'll get some nice small potatoes later on in the year, because it is getting a bit late for planting them. But I planted it this time of year before, and I always get some small ones. So I'm on Ancestry site as well, Michelle. I do a lot of researching. Your husband died 11 years ago. Mine died 6 years ago. Yes, I know. It's hard when you're on your own. You need something else to do. But I'm on. I look on my phone. I don't remember what the Ancestry site is. Ancestry.com or something. I think I'm on. I've got it on my phone somewhere, I think. And let's see where it is. Yes, it's Ancestry. I think it's ancestry.com or ancestry.uk. I think I'm on that one. I do a lot of research on. I've done research on my family, and my maiden name's Latimer, and I had an awful job for finding relatives, because my name Latimer is spelt with 2 T's, but it can also be spelt with 1 T. It can be spelt with MOR on the end, and a lot of different ways. And when you're researching these names like that, you don't know whether you've got the right person or not. But I think I got back about as far as 1600, doing like country records and things. So you can only go so far back on the normal things. You have to go to like parish records and things like that. And I got as far back as about 1600, but I'm not absolutely certain that I've got the right person. And then I was researching my husband's, the Smith, his name, well, my married name's Smith. And I was doing a lot of research on him for my kids as well, and for my granddaughter and all that, so she'll know where she comes from, and all of that. And one particular person, my husband's his great grandfather. No, his grandfather. Yes, his grandfather. I could not find him. I searched, and I got in touch with some relative, and she told me that he was actually in the workhouse, and that was how she had a lot of trouble finding him. But she found him in the workhouse, and she gave me all the information about him. So at least we know where some of the families come from, and it's very interesting, though, going back in the sites and that. And that was when I found out about my grandfather on my father's side, my paternal grandfather. I never knew him because I was born in 1946 and he died in 1947. So I never knew him, and my father never really mentioned anything about him. But I was researching when I first started looking for the family on my side of the family. Well, my grandmother was called Eleanor, and she was Eleanor May. And I thought May was a middle name. because my parents never really told me much about family, anything like that. And I looked and I could not find her anywhere. I hunted everywhere. I was looking for Eleanor May and the surname Latimer, and then a lot of other things. But anyway, the Eleanor May turned out to be a surname, not a middle name, because my middle name's May, and I thought I was named after her, but my mother's middle name was May as well. So I don't know whether May is, it must be a family name and a middle name as well. So once I found out that my grandmother's maiden name was May, I found a hell of a lot more family through that. But it takes a lot of research, and I renew it about every 6 months. I sometimes let it go for a while if I'm not bothering, but a friend of mine's using it at the moment because I haven't been too busy on YouTube. But I gave her my password and let her use it for the moment. Oh, hi. Hi, Angela. So you're on as well, are you? And Koshal. Hi. I think that's how you pronounce it, Koshal. And I mean, Michelle. Oh, your youngest 21 and still at home. Well, my youngest one's, wait a minute, I think he was born in 74. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. My oldest one's 51. The middle one will be 49 this year. And the youngest one, 46. Yes, my youngest one's 46 this year. And they're all, none of them at home now. I mean, I've got all grandchildren and great-grandchildren that now, like. Oh, Michelle, your grandma's side is from Ireland, Casey family. Oh, yes, I remember the potato famine about that. Well, my grandmother, my mother's mother, she's Scottish, and I had a lot of trouble finding her as well. And the only thing I remembered about her, how I knew she was Scottish, because she had a Scottish accent. But both of my parents didn't get on with their parents, so I never had a lot to do with my grandparents on either side. And I just remember from being like a child about my grandmother having a Scottish accent. So I had a lot of trouble finding her, and she turned out to be called Biggerstaff. And I got in touch with some people that do research for you for free, and they have all the Scottish, because I couldn't get through to the Scottish, not without paying a lot more on the ancestry thing, and I wasn't prepared to do that. So I got onto one of these, they help you, and it doesn't cost you anything. And I forget what they call them, but they found out who my grandmother, what her maiden name was, and so I found out a lot about my grandmother's family through that. And my grandfather's got a bit Irish in him. I've got a bit of everything in me, like. Oh, Angela, you were born in 1963. Oh, so you're a bit younger than me. No, and I had through doing research as well. I put a little video thing up one time telling about my husband. He had been dead about 3 years, and I got a letter through the post addressed to him. Of course, naturally, with him, not being around anymore, I opened the letter and I'm looking at the letter, and it was about some people finder. And they wanted to know if my husband's name and my name, if I was the wife of this particular person, were these my children, and they had everything was correct. And apparently my husband had an uncle who I do remember him mentioning once or twice, but he never really knew him very well. He had an uncle Daniel who had died intestate and and these people finder were trying to find out who it belonged to and whether we were the correct family to pass it on to. and asked me if I would make a claim for it, because I got onto them, I telephoned them and I told them that all the information I'd sent was correct and that it was my husband and it was that he had an Uncle Daniel, and I knew this Uncle Daniel had had an accident when he was a child and he had lost a leg, and some of the bits of information I knew about him, and I told them all this information, and that as far as I knew, that it could be my husband's Uncle Daniel. So they asked me to put a claim into the Treasury for this money, and that when it was sorted out, these people finder would take their share out of it, and for whatever it costs them for the research and everything. And in the meantime, I got in touch with my husband's cousin, who they lived down south somewhere, and this was where the Uncle Daniel had lived down there as well. I got in touch with her, and I told her about the what was happening and all that. And I told them about all the rest of the other family, the people that I knew, because whatever money had left, my husband's uncle, it was his father's brother, that there was 7 children altogether, including him. So there would be 6 beneficiaries to this, wherever was in the Treasury. And I was talking to my husband's cousin, and we were laughing and saying, well, I don't know how much is in the Treasury, but to be divided between 6 of us, we're not gonna get very much. And then when we started looking through a bit more research in my husband's family, we found out that one of the uncles had died during the war and there was no children, and another one had died. He had some accident, I don't know what it was, but he had died and he wasn't married either. So there was only going to be 4 families left to share this money now. Well, that was in the Treasury, and this went on for quite a while. And then I was doing some researching on Ancestry one time, and I came across my husband's Uncle Daniel. Well, the letter I got from this people finder said that Uncle Daniel had died in 2012. 2012 or 2005. It had been about 12 years or something. And anyway, when I done some research, and I've come across this Uncle Daniel, and my husband's Uncle Daniel had died in 1983. So I thought, well, this can't be the same Daniel. They must have the wrong family. And I got in touch with my husband's cousin, and I told her what I had found, and she looked on it as well, and we found a little bit of newspaper thing that somebody had put up, and that the information was all correct. And we were laughing. I said, well, I'll get on to the people finder and tell them that it's not my husband's Uncle Daniel, it must be somebody else's Uncle Daniel. So I got in touch with them, and I told them, I gave them all the information. And in the meantime, I'd had solicitors onto me, and they had sent me, before I found out all this information, they sent me letters, and I had to fill all the information in to make a claim, and whether my husband had left a will and all this lot. And I said, no, that he hadn't left a will, but he said that seeing as I was his surviving spouse, that anything would come to me. So I filled all these forms in and sent them back to these solicitors, and they get so much for every letter they send out. And it had to be over 15,000 in the account before solicitors were involved. So that we knew there was more than 15,000 in the account. But anyway, I got onto these people, and I told them that they had the wrong person, that it wasn't our Uncle Daniel, and it went on. And they said, oh, well, thank you for the information and everything. We never heard anything for quite some time. It must have been about 9 months. And then one day there was a letter come through the door, and there was a cheque for just over £500 of these people finder. And I got in touch with my husband's cousin, and I told her, and she says, I've received a letter where I've got a cheque as well. And we got in touch with the rest of the families who were all entitled to this money and that, and they had all getting checks and that. And they said the only thing we could think of is they had spent a lot of money on this research to find out all about this Uncle Daniel, about us and everything, and he paid for birth certificates and all the rest of it, and that they were going to get their money back, and so he was our Uncle Daniel, whether we wanted him or not. Well, I wasn't laughing because it paid towards a holiday. I had the money, I got. But what annoyed me was to send me a letter with a breakdown of all the money that was in the in the treasury, and I think there was over £17,000. And by the time they took their share out of it, they took about £10,000 out. There was only £8,000 left to share between 4 families, and so they had got a hell of a lot out of that. So that's why they didn't want to go through any more research, because it was going to cost them more money for the thing. But I wasn't bothered. I was £500 richer anyway. I don't know whose Uncle Daniel it was, but it wasn't ours. And some poor souls lost some money. But if the money was in the treasury, there must have been nobody to claim it anyway. Like so. So that's the kind of thing that can happen with when you're researching ancestry and things like that, you know. But it's very interesting. I found out about a lot about my own family, and I've got a cup of tea here going cold and all. You know, I'm too busy talking. Yeah, that was very good, Michelle. That was like, I mean, me and my husband's cousin, I mean, we haven't had a bit chatting, we'll have a laugh about it afterwards. And I says, I feel sorry for whoever his family he was, but nobody must have known about wherever money he had. Like, but I mean, that was really annoying when I saw how much they got out of it. They were supposed to get 20%, but they had all these extras on top for everything that they do, that the research they do, and that. So they weren't daft, like. Yeah. But yeah, I was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and I came home from there with Play-Doh all stuck in me nails, and playing with the kids with the Play-Doh, and they seem to like things like that, but they get bored pretty quick and that. And anyway, I was home. I was there about 2 o'clock, and I was home by about 7. I left my granddaughter to it, because she's saying, she says, Nana, I hope that they go back to school in February. She says, because I'm going to kill them if they don't. But I go down and help her now and again, like if she needs any help with them, because she's got a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, and you know, they're just all over the place, and that's what they do. And they're bored very quick. They don't know what to do, and then they get cheeky, and so we're playing with, trying to play games with them. And I think one time I was playing dominoes with the older boy, Frankie, they call him, and we're playing dominoes, and there was him and his younger brother Tommy, the 4-year-old. There was the 3 who were playing dominoes, and I think the first game Frankie won it, and I think he won the second game as well, and I won the next game, and then the game after that was little Tommy won it. And Frankie got himself really annoyed and threw the dominoes across the room. And I says, you're a bad loser. I don't play with bad losers. And so he spoiled that night out. We finished playing that that game. But that's the way they get when they get bored, you know. But they're on iPads all the time, you know. They're not like when we were kids. We were never in the house. We're out playing all the time. But I mean, they're kind of at the moment, like with this lockdown thing going on. Oh, you've had Michelle, Angela. You've had somebody trying to find out if you had some relatives. Yeah, that's what they do. They go through the ancestry sites and they just try to find anybody, you know, who might fit the description of the person, the right age and that. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to go off now because I might want to watch things on the television now. But I'll put it next time I'm going to come on. I might come on Sunday. I might do it a couple of times a week live. Come on Thursday. Maybe Thursday's a good day because when this lockdown's all over and that, I think Thursday was the only day I was in. I used to go out of a quiz and bingo and play a card right on Monday. And on a Tuesday, I used to go to a local pub and I used to meet a lot of friends in North Shields and a pub called the Garrick, and we had a karaoke there. And then we did bingo on a Wednesday. And Thursday, well, I used to go up and see a friend, but I was home about a night time. And then sometimes I might have a night out at the weekend, but a post like I did this time and let anybody know that I might be on. There's not a lot being on tonight. Like I think people probably got other things to do. So I'm going to say good night for now, and I'll catch you all another time. And stream.